Hello, Nathan. It's Greg from Homeisms. I thought I would just quickly show you what the Delta Ohm system looks like live. Now, Delta Ohm have become Sensica, but the software is still labeled as Delta Ohm. So for the rest of this, I'm just going to call it. I'm going to call it Delta Ohm. So here is a live screen. So we're seeing the temperature in the office, the temperature at our storeroom, and in this case, we're measuring the CO2 levels in the office. The door and windows are open, so they're very low. And of course, you can have many, many more screens. You can have multiple screens of what, one, two, three, four, three, four to 12. So you can have a lot of displays up at once, and you can have up to about 200 uh, loggers onto the system if you wish. In Delta Ohm world, the base unit is called an access point. So you'll see them referring to data download from access point, and the loggers themselves are called end devices, which is this device here. So we can be watching it live here, or there's a simple mode you can have, which a lot of our customers use for a simple setup. We have a monitor screen. So let's say you had a screen that was just up there for for your staff to view. You could have that running all the time, just like that, and that's all they're seeing is the information that you want them to see. Now, Murphy's Law will apply, but if you click on one of these, we should be able to bring up a graph on here as well. Uh, View graphs. Aha! So there we go. So there's the same thing again, but in monitor mode, but showing graphs. But anyway, now let's say you wanted to create a report to give to your customer so they can be confident of the storage that you've done for their vaccines. So first thing we want to do is look at the data. Uh, Normally in the background, I would have all the data coming down from the base unit, just automatically updating into the system. But because I don't use this system all the time, I've already downloaded the month of September. So if I go to view data and I select the dates I want, so let's say, for example, we want to look from the 9th of September to the 10th of September, sake of argument, and we'll select our base unit. There it is. And straight away, there's the graph, and we're seeing the CO2. What day of the week was this? I'm guessing this is a Monday where we had staff coming in for a meeting, because it's climbed quite high. Anyway, and you'll see the temperatures fell a bit. But let's create a report from that, which is what you'll really want to give to your customer. Up the top row here, you've got a couple of choices. You've got Excel, so of course you can go straight to CSV data if you want to do it that way. But let's create a report for the sake of argument. So we'll call it test report for Nathan, and we'll call it first demo. Notes, Delta Ohm is great, and we'll go blah, blah, blah in here. Created by Greg, verified by Joe, and approved by Nathan. Now, let's go into the settings. I've ticked to print statistics, daily statistics, and the term that I couldn't remember on the phone when I was talking to you was mean kinetic temperature. I rather suspect you might know more about this than I do. Basically, it is the measure of time spent above a critical point. So if your critical point was 30, for sake of argument, I seem to remember for the COVID vaccine, it was something like 60 minutes above 60 minutes above 30 was the max. So mean kinetic temperature will be a useful one. If you were to click the print data, you'll get screens and screens, pages of tables if you want that. But let's go execute and see what we get. Okay, so we've created a report, that's there. No, we don't want to interrupt connection. So let me go to where I've saved these. Bear with the moment, and we have, there it is coming up now. So this is just a standard PDF, nothing special about that. So you have, whatever you want to have in here. So we've got the information for the title page. Now we have, in my case, three separate graphs. I guess in your situation, if we put 3 units in, that'll be similar. So here we have the first one, which is office temperature. This is the storeroom temperature, and this is the CO2 level in the office here. Now we get to the stats. I'll blow this up a bit so you can read it better. So global stats, let's just check what I've got here in daily stats. So we look at the global stats over that whole time period. So for those, I think it was 3 days we looked at, the minimum on the office temperature was 22.3, the max was 24.7. The average or the mean over that time was 23.32. There's a standard deviation of 0.7148 over that time, and your mean kinetic temperature is 23.34. I don't recall how that's worked out, but we can do some more work on that together. And the same for here. And then rather than just the global, for the three instruments we have measuring, we have 1, 2, 3 summaries. So 413, so this is CO2 measurement, was minimum of 413, maximum of 459, etc. So you have a very nice report that you can give to your client, and obviously you can dress that up as you want it. I've just stuck your logo at the top there. So we'll exit that report and we'll go back to the screen. Let me think if there's anything else I need to show you. The system works extremely well. I'm on wireless now. I'm only a few meters from where the base unit is. This is your radio strength here. And you can view whatever you want in this group here. You can so you can bring up things like the reception power and decibel millivolts. You could bring up any RF problems if a battery's gone flat. The battery life is round about 2 to 4 years, depending on your sample rate, really. You've got alarms you can set up, and you can put in email addresses such that it's going to contact you if there's a problem. So a phone, it's just a smartphone is going to be just the same as texting, but you have an email. You might have a specific email for this, and you might have a specific ringtone to show problems from the Delta Ohm system. So look, that's the short-term version. Okay, so let me show you from the beginning. I'll exit out of the software completely. So let's say you want to start the program up. So we go to the start button. You'd probably have a shortcut on your screen. The program will come up. Give it a moment to come right up. And you'll have some choices. You can, it will connect however it did last time. So if I go connect now, because you've got a number of choices, you can either connect through a network. So in my case, the base unit is through in the boss's office, and it's just merely connected by either by Wi-Fi or by network cable. I can't remember which network cable, in fact. And if I go connect, if I look at the type of connection, I'm connecting by TCP on that port and that address. But I could also, if I had it plugged in to USB on the side of my laptop, I could do it that way as well. And then if I go connect, it's connecting. It will look through, it'll look and find that IP address and bring up what you need. Give it a moment or three. Now, from this panel, you can do all sorts of changes too. You can set up how often you want the logger to sample. I mentioned before that it comes with a cloud system, so I could show you that just briefly as well. Um, so if I go to a browser, dear old Chrome will do me. Drag that across to this screen. So if I go, I've set up one called Tiny URL /Homersham's Cloud. And you can, if you want to, you can choose to make that customer facing if that's what you want, or you can keep it for yourself. So you can log in from a phone, from your laptop, from a home PC. Of course, it's just based on a browser, so you can do it from Linux, you can do it from a Mac, you can do it from pretty much anything you want. So it's the same sort of data here. We set up the screen for you when you purchase the unit, and you can do the same things, download the data, etc. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I'll throw this up on YouTube and send you a link. Thanks very much.